about the first day then when you went testing in Sepang and suddenly you were part of MotoGP?
Other than my chief mechanic coming up to me after the first half a dozen laps and saying everything looks fine but you're still braking 20 metres earlier than Colin Edwards, I thought 20 metres, that's a fair distance at 200 miles an hour. I thought I've got a bit of learning to do here, and it was a new track, new team, new tyres, new suspension, and it was all a bit hectic, a bit stressful to actually digest everything that was so new. Because for 7 years I've done something that's so similar that I know so well, and then to change after all this time riding a motorbike, I couldn't believe after 10 years being a professional motorcyclist I was actually learning to ride again.
These bikes are so different, aren't they, to super bikes, and far less forgiving.
Yeah, the chassis are so stiff and they're 35 kilograms less weight, so they accelerate faster, but they also brake a lot better because of that less weight, and also the carbon fibre discs. Like I say, for 7 years I've been braking in a certain point where you are on the edge before you end up in the gravel, and all of a sudden that's 20 metres in front of there. So it's just getting your mind up to speed, what this bike's actually capable of, and then doing things subconsciously again like I was on the superbike, so you can relax on the bike and do things more natural.
So even with tracks that you've known from superbike days, you've got Plymouth on the new bike, haven't you?
Yeah, nice. The only track I went to this winter that I've known is Phillip Island from Superbike, and Phillip Island was so important for me because I actually knew exactly where you needed to be on the track, and because of my experience around there I was able to hit those points consistently each lap after lap, so I was able to concentrate more on the setup of the bike rather than learning the track as well. So that test really was where things started to come together with the feeling with the bike itself.
Presumably with that you've had to change your personal riding style a little bit.
There's a lot of it psychological, actually, knowing what the limitations are on this bike and getting used to that, but actual corner speed. So you have to set yourself up a lot earlier before you get into the corner, because the corner speed's so much higher. You have to get your body position in the correct position before you actually enter, because it's so much faster, and just little things like that I've picked up. And because you're braking so much later, I've noticed a lot more force on my arms because it's a lot harder. The braking's a lot harder, so the force on my arms a lot more. So I've been changing my personal training as well a little bit to adapt to these bikes.
But you had to change your training a lot during the winter to come here in the first place, didn't you?
Yeah, I was 75 kilos as a superbike rider, and now I'm 70 kilos, so I've lost 5 kilograms, which was a little bit difficult because I only had 6% body fat. So to lose weight, obviously it's mainly muscle, so and losing muscle is not easy whilst keeping your strength. So I've talked to a few dietitians and a few trainers, and they gave me some tips, and it's been going really well to keep my energy and strength up while I've been testing, but also try to lose weight for the acceleration.
Well guys, James brimming with